up! It's baseball season. And I like baseball. I like most sports, as you've probably gathered on this channel so far, and especially American sports. Yes, I'm still basking in the glory of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl victory. I was almost going to wear the jersey again today, but I went, fuck, no, baseball, Redsox. They're probably one of the first teams that I had success with. Anyway, I suck at picking sporting teams is what I'm trying to say. Welcome back to ABV TV, where I drink beer on the internet. Today we are drinking a IPA from the very talented team of Akasha at a 5 Dock in Sydney. Their Hopsmith IPA. In their, that's now relatively new packaging. We changed about 6 months ago, maybe. Could be longer, could be shorter. I don't know. Time is a concept that I no longer hold anything to, because the pandemic fucked that up completely. Speaking of things that are fucked up, and I'm not going to show you this right now, but the glass is dirty, the bubbles are all stuck to the side of it, so I'm just going to give it a minute. God damn. Son of a bitch. Anyway, colour wise, despite the dirty glass, quite nice. That's a nice golden yellow colour there. Head isn't much to talk about, but that is probably due to the fact that it is slightly dirty glass, as I said, and that does have an impact on how the head is. But otherwise, colour is fabulous. This just smells like the kind of IPAs that I love. West Coast American IPA. Citrusy, piney, fruity. Everything that you kind of want. Little resiny in there as well. Not resin the brewery, resiny is in the flavour profile hop, but whatever. Beautiful. I do love good IPA. I do love a good American IPA as well. They're the best. Beautiful. You've got that bitterness in there. You've got a little bit of a stone fruit and sort of fruit flavour that comes in as well. As I said, there's a little pine. It's just glorious. Earthy, bitter, fruity. It's what an IPA should be. Fucking magnificent. Team Akasha do great beers. Akasha, however you want to pronounce it. And I've always been a big fan of their beers, despite the fact that I spent 5-6 years living in the inner west of Sydney, if I can speak. Never actually made it out to 5 Dock and to the brewery, which is disappointing, but maybe one day I'll head back into the city and go out there. And I should, because I am yet to have a beer from them that I haven't really liked. That's a lie. I did have one that I wasn't a big fan of. It was in Beer Cartel's advent calendar. It was a single hop IPA that they made, and I just wasn't a fan of the hop. Nothing wrong with the beer, just the hop just didn't, nothing for me. But this one, Amarillo, Simcoe and Centennial. So they describe it as the Holy Trinity. You know, in terms of, you know, American hops, they are probably the Holy Trinity. They are the three of the big ones that have revolutionised how an IPA is now presented to the public. You don't see English IPAs anymore. You see Belgian IPAs, they still come through every now and again and have their waves of being a fad. English IPAs, nope, because they're more, surprisingly for the fact that they were designed to add a heap of hops to get the beer fresh. That hoppy, it's more sort of malt driven, and plus those noble hops give it too much of an earthy flavour. This is spectacular. It's even a nice balanced malt bill as well. Just a little bit for colour and to add a bit more to it, but otherwise it's just such a beautifully easy drinking beer. Only way to describe it. As I said, I'm a big fan of Akasha, I'm a big fan of everything that they do. The new branding is very Illuminati though. I don't know if anyone else has seen that or has pointed that out. A little Illuminati. And I don't know what you like in terms of your conspiracy theories, whether you believe that or not. I don't know. Maybe there is a secret group just controlling everything. Maybe there isn't. I don't know. I'm not a part of it, so I can't say. Would I like to be a part of it? Fuck yeah. Yeah, I'd like to be a part of the Illuminati. I'd like to be able to run the world. Damn sure make sure it's a better place than what it fucking is now. Bitter old man yelling at the internet. That's where I was about to delve into. That's not cool. But yeah, very, very, very good. And look, I don't know how often I can keep talking about how much I love an American IPA. There is just something about that beer, that style of beer, that just sort of makes it feel like beer to me, if that makes sense. You know, like when I think of beer, I think it typifies everything that is the 4 core ingredients: water, malt, hops, yeast. It all plays to its extremes while still working balanced with everything else. And that probably doesn't make sense to anyone, and that's fine. But that's just the reason why I love IPAs. And look, I'm not alone. I know that no majority of the world seems to like IPAs. So it is probably one of the more popular beer styles. And it's spawned so many other subcategories and styles off from it. But yeah, that American IPA is just reminds me of beer. That just reminds me of everything that I love about beer, reminds me of everything I love about America. Yeah, it's just perfect. It'll always be my go-to. So if you're sitting at home watching this thinking, I want to send him some beer, anything that's an American IPA, send my way. If it's not, still just send it my way. I always like that over. Did you notice that? Like an idiot. Anyway, it's because I spend too much time rambling on the internet, which, to be honest, I feel like a lot of people do. It's what YouTube was invented for, I've now realised. It's just for idiots to talk shit and people watch. That's why I'm on here. Yeah, so anyway, back to business. Akasha Hopsmith IPA. This is a really fucking good beer, and I would definitely encourage you to go out and seek this one out. If it's not at your local bottle-o, see if they can get it in. If not, head to, I think you can probably pick this up at a Dan Murphy's or a BWS or Lickland or Booze Bud or one of those guys. Or actually, you know what? Fuck that. Support independent. Beer Cartel. They do an online store. Check those guys out. The Crafted Crew, who are based down here in Illawarra, you can check those guys out. Carmen Cellars in Victoria. Look, there's 1,000 really good independent bottle shops across the country. Seek those out instead. Buy from them, buy local, support local. If you I always fucking forget, and this is a really bad segue, but if you like what you see here today, and fucking why, this is a train wreck, I should just delete this. Like, subscribe, all that YouTube bullshit, and if I do post this, if I don't, just delete it. I'll catch you next time. Cheers. Fucking